Mr. Lord of the Nine Hells. What? How's things going?
So,
Hello.
ah,
Hello.
okay.
My
Hello.
bad. I was reading the clock wrong.
Ah,
No problem.
have you been sleeping? You sound a bit croaky.
Yeah,
No worries.
I have been sleeping. I need my sleep. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Sleep
that's
is the
good.
most
No
beautiful
problem.
thing there is.
It is a great thing. Right, in which case then, scratch that. We are going to go for a song for heroes. Sorry, we were back to switch scenes, but we are going to go for song for heroes. I wanted at least Pastus or Nasalin being covered before we do song for heroes.
Oh, I'll send you my friend's Skype as well.
Oh, that'd be handy. Yeah, I have messaged him, but messages can take a while to get responses on Roll.
I got you.
So to recap, so it is the middle of the night. There is, it's fair to say, a degree of pandemonium within Novata's Crossing. Some of that existed before Styx and Ricky arrived, and some of it existed because Styx and Ricky arrived. The crowds have sort of started to kind of go back and sort of disperse, and the heroes of Brevoy have retreated back into the inn, which it's fair to say, aside from one or two other large buildings, dominate this relatively small village. The impressive purple lights around Styx and Ricky have finally extinguished, but not before Hastus and Julian have located your whereabouts, and I suspect either Styx, Ricky, or both are looking suitably, curious, a mixture of kind of renewed curiosity, but also slight trepidation in terms of their experiences. So there you have it. Those of you who are in the inn, seem for the moment to be untroubled.
Can Hastus grab Styx and Ricky by the scruffs of their necks?
You'll have to beat my evade, which you probably can.
You're actually gonna try and evade him?
You're going to grab them by the scuffs of the neck.
Yeah. It's just to say he'll probably grab them by the collars of their shirts.
Hassus is a big,
You
scary
just
man.
hear Julian. You just hear Julian tut.
Yeah. Let's do this. Hastus is gonna grab them bodily.
Alright, this is
Okay.
Ricky, and this next one is Styx. Because I realized I did not set up the evades yet as the attacks. Let's see. Oh, that is not correct. Well, like 120 plus 13. Okay. That is more correct.
Those are very good rolls. I don't expect to beat them.
Those are excellent rolls.
Yes,
Those
yes,
are
yeah.
very high.
You could say it was almost all luck.
Yeah. Does Hastus wish to use combat stamina?
Yeah. He does have some combat stamina. So, since Styx is the ringleader, Hastus will go for him first, and he'll spend 5 points.
Okay. That is your day allotment.
Oh!
No, he's actually got 9, I think. It's too bad.
Mm. Okay.
But I guess you can just keep trying, eh?
Well,
You never know, there might be a horse waiting for us as this giant man chases them.
He is faster than you.
But this is a chase.
yes. There does indeed appear to be a horse that has come loose from its leather ties, and is sort of shuffling about, confused.
Sticks and Ricky run
Doesn't
for
have a
it.
tail. Okay.
Astus just kind of frowns. And he draws his bow.
Okay.
Them not seeing it as they are
Yes.
faced completely away from you, keep going for the horse.
He goes, "You better stop right there."
Does he say it loudly?
He says it loud enough to be heard,
Okay.
but he doesn't shout.
Ricky stops in place. Styx runs like 5 more feet, realizes that Ricky stops, and then like skids to a halt like 10 feet later. Oh wait, no, they're halflings, like 5 feet later.
Yeah.
Are you two quite done?
Oh, I'm pretty done. I think he looks at
Because
sits over to Ricky.
I am very done. Do you understand
Going in
me?
alone was idiotic.
Could you put that bow down?
I don't know. Do I have to?
I'd prefer you to.
I would have preferred you didn't run in and nearly get yourselves killed.
We didn't run in, we ran out.
You want to argue over semantics right now?
Kinda.
That's disappointing. Now, are you going to come back with us?
Yeah, he looks over to the horse, and at the distance they ran, and calmly walks over to the horse.
Don't make me kill that horse.
I'm riding it back over to there because we ran like a full 200 feet. That's like a mile for us.
He just rolls his eyes and puts his bow away.
Yeah, they ride the horse back over to him.
Well, at least the heroes of Brevo don't know it was us.
What? Oh.
Right? Right?
Oh, they think that we're just scared kids. It's fine.
Let's hope that holds.
Let's hope indeed.
Yeah, I'll return back with
The
Astus.
the indoor opens, and
Then falls off.
a figure comes out, not one that Hastus, Styx, and Ricky has seen before. Does Gillian have knowledge and ability?
Quite a lot of it, yes.
Yes, could you make a roll, please?
Give me a second, I'm going to bring up my character. Knowledge, nobility. $28.
You may be wrong, but that figure that's just stepped out of the inn looks familiar. You have seen him before. He's illuminated by a couple of torch brackets by the doorway.
I will approach him. Do I recognize him as one of the heroes? Or...
You do indeed.
Janos.
He appears to be there waiting. Almost expecting to be approached.
But by whom?
I will take it up and approach him.
Does Julian give any indication that he's splitting off? As you just turn around.
No. How far away is he when he first comes out?
You guys are probably about 200, 300 feet from the inn.
I'll say
The rest of this area is quite
just
dark.
just loud enough for Hastus to hear. That one's Janos Sabor.
Janos Sabor. Isn't he one of their
Coin
leaders?
counter.
Hmm. Why is he just waiting there?
It's, as I said, expectant. Let's see what he wants.
He might be curious about why this man just pointed a bow at your children.
Yeah, I'll approach.
Maybe I'm a
Janos.
bad man, Asta says.
Maybe.
You're
Six
welcome to
minus.
follow Hastus. I'll approach Janus. You're welcome to follow Hastus.
Yeah,
Okay,
Asta said do so.
Is Hastus following Julian?
Yeah, but a few steps behind.
Okay. Yeah.
As
so you
any
kind
good bodyguard should.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And as I approach, in a voice loud enough to carry just to him, I will say, Master Zabor, I was not expecting you to make an appearance.
Ah! I was expecting someone, but I did not think I would see his Julian, is it not?
Ah, yes.
You are the halfling that one of the Sword Lord families have taken as a pet, no?
I wouldn't say a pet. My Lord Vaseri is a good friend and patron.
Ah, quite. I made no offense.
Ah, none taken.
So, I see you at least have a guard here in these somewhat wild lands. Perhaps you can join myself and Zalan in the morning to break our fast. Zalan is curious of one or two things, as am I, and we would like to get your insights as to these new settlements that the Sword Lords have set up.
Ah, yes. That is... The other part is when We heard that the heroes of Brevoy had come so far south. My Lord Viserys sent me to see what had such piqued your interest. Indeed. I will accept your offer, and I will see you on the morn.
Very good. I trust you will sleep well.
Aye, and I trust you'll sleep with no more interruptions.
Abadar willing.
Tip my hat and turn back. And as I cross Hastus, I say, I honestly was not expecting him to remember me. But a good memory, that one.
As Styx and Ricky ride up, more so like teasing the horse with treats than actually riding it. Styx asked, "Did he actually ask about you pointing a bow at kids?" Pretty sure he saw that.
No,
Oh.
he was more interested in my presence.
That's disturbing.
Not when you consider that my patron is Lord Viserys, and the heroes of Brevoy have been through Restov a number of times, although I am surprised that he remembered me.
He pointed
By
a
face
bow
and
at
name.
children.
He keeps the company of such as Pal Balok. I imagine he's seen a lot more than just bows being pointed at children.
Hass just doesn't say anything. He just kind of looks at Styx.
Hey, I'm not saying you're a bad person because, I'm actually a halfling, but still.
Yeah, and I make my way back to our camp.
Hass just walks his way after Julian.
Styx and Ricky take their newly acquired horse in that same direction.
Well, at least we have an invitation to start. Although what is most unsettling is the fact that they're here specifically for our little ventures.
That is rather disturbing.
Oh, what? They're here for us? I missed out on that whole thing. What's going on?
The reason it appears for now, from what I could gather from his small snippet from the small conversation I had with Master Sabor, is that the reason they're here is because they are interested, that's the term he used, in the new settlements that the Sword Lords of Ristov were setting up. You know, the one we work for.
Yeah, they were here from Brevoy, interested in it. And are there any people around?
There's loads of people around, but most people are trying to get back to sleep.
Hence, low voice.
Yeah, and do you think they want to, check out the new settlement?
Who knows what their reason for being here is? That's what I hope to learn in the morning. We've been invited to break our fast with them.
We've got about 5 hours. That's what it
Okay,
smells like
I feel
to
like
me.
my meaning was lost on that. There was a massive bounty on someone to presumably the west of here. With the heroes of the country that has that bounty interested in the settlement.
Why? Yes.
We should probably send Asana back. And
Might be an idea, might,
yeah.
but for now I'm thinking that we still need to learn precisely what their motives are here. We cannot jump
It would be
simply to
best to do it
conclusions.
soon before we, like, have them traveling with us, if that's what this is going towards.
I very much doubt this is what this is going towards, but who knows?
They've set up quite firmly here. I don't think they'll be uprooting anytime soon.
You set up quite nicely, Yovu, to the west, and
And yeah, unfortunately, if they are uprooting and they are coming with us, that's going to dump 300 new males on our little endeavor.
Which would be disastrous, to say the least.
Exactly. So, well,
What do you plan on doing with your 5 hours? You can see if there's a room in the stables. I guess if you moved a horse, you might be able to. Although
well, we were set up outside, so
It's a ways off.
yeah, it's probably worthwhile going back to your camp.
yeah.
And
So-
getting rest in private with an actual, set of tents rather than in this
Dog pile.
yeah.
So I'm heading back to the camp.
Alright, Astus will follow.
And Asana, what are you doing back to Asana?
I'm okay with sending Asana back. And to inform them of what's going on, but I think we don't have enough information for now.
Alright.
What do you guys think?
Not a lot.
No,
Sleeping.
not a lot.
not a lot.
I
What?
think Asana's staying until we have more info.
Okay.
How does Sinto sleep?
They lie down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, how does their upper body
Standing
lie
up.
down? These are the real
Horses
questions.
lie
people.
down.
Yeah, they lie down, but they
Horses
don't
lie
have
down
like
on sides.
they don't have like upper bodies that like go up to worry about.
It shouldn't be a problem.
Do they like bend awkwardly for it?
Centaurs have an extra point of articulation at the
Just lay
waist.
on the side.
Laying on the side would work.
The trials and tribulations of being a centaur.
Styx studies the Centaur's
What you should really
sleeping
ask
patterns.
How
You
much
should-
sleep
you've
are you?
Never mind.
How much sleep are you having?
Until morning.
Okay, but when is that?
Hmm?
So, is that dawn? Is that mid-morning? Well, I just want to get a feel for how long.
Well, they break their fast, so I'm imagining probably slightly past dawn.
Okay. All right.
I'd say.
You all wake up, probably feeling a little weary, I suppose so.
Oh no!
Um,
Styx is feeling extremely weary because he didn't sleep last night because he's studying the biology of how Stentos sleep. Because it really interests him. Just think
Yeah.
about it. It's weird.
and you make your way back to the outskirts of Navactus Crossing, and in the light, it has to be said, the place does not look better. It is clearly overwhelmed by the entourage of the heroes of Brevoy. Astus, you would put the size of the force around 250.
250.
Right.
This is a small army.
That it is.
I gathered that.
Yeah, I don't need to worry about them going to find Lucio.
Head into towards the inn.
Okay. There's a knock on the indoor where Victor and Pascal
are. Yeah. What? Guy goes up to answer the door. What is it?
My companion Zalan and I would welcome you and your companions here to come and join us in breaking fast. My good friend Zalan has one or two questions that he hopes you might be able to help. I have arranged
Sure, we can.
a suitable feast that a man of your size should be able to help us.
He kind of grins. Sure, I will wake Pascal. And he turns and he wakes his halfling friend, and they'll go to have the feast.
Right. Victor and Pascal will be the first down. I'm going to assume that the two deep gnomes are still sleeping, as I suspect their player is still sleeping. Victor and Pascal enter the common room, which is quite a large room. And you will see within this room two things. One, there are all four heroes of Brevoy in this large room. And two, and very much more interesting for Victor, the room is decked out with a banquet fit for him. There is alcohol of all kinds, food of all kinds, all on silver platters.
Victor kind of grins and nudges Pascal and says, "Hey, this fits your 12 meals a day, yeah?"
Yeah. There are foods here you have never seen before. Pascal's expert halfling eye deduces that either someone's gone to an awful lot of trouble on your behalf, or someone has used a degree of magic to create this splendor.
Or both.
Oh, both.
I'll come, Victor. Let's not keep them waiting. Yes. I will not keep my stomach waiting. And they will go to join the heroes.
There is a man sitting on a stool with a lyre on his lap, looking as per the picture and bio I provided of Zelan Zuke.
Something tells me that Styx and Ricky showing up here would cause some interesting questions to be raised.
Do you think
Well,
that
they were
do you think they could stop them
they
from
were
following you?
disguised last time.
By
They just
basically
show up
human
as
child
them.
analogs of themselves?
Hmm.
Saying it's dangerous.
Don't worry, we can deal with
I
that
couldn't
stuff.
help but notice that one of those
Daddy.
children had a mustache. They grow up so fast.
Don't worry, Daddy. We have explanation for this.
Help yourselves. We wait for others to come. I am Zelan Zuke. And I greet you. When the others have joined and we
Well,
have all
let's-
broken our fast, then I may play a song and then there are matters we must discuss.
Of course. Well met, Zelan. I am Pascal, and this is Victor. Hello.
I am glad that you could join us.
The
I
awkward
am too. It
silence
looks
between
delicious.
There's just an awkward silence.
So, just as a brief recap, who's in the room?
So in the room are Havoc's PC and cohort, and the four heroes of Bravoy.
We have not arrived yet.
Because you weren't actually staying in the inn.
Right.
So, I do have a pretty solid explanation if you want me to go in, but should I go in?
Your abilities with luck would be useful, but your abilities with
Tact.
are not.
I mean, there are some pretty decent looking people around here that might have a nice bag of money I could go occupy myself with.
Man, you are gonna get stabbed one of these days.
It won't be by us two.
Because sometimes you really can't tell the difference between a commoner and a 12th level rogue.
So, the rest of you, you've entered the Vactor's Crossing now. Are you, what are you doing next?
Going straight to the inn.
Hastus asked Julian if he should leave his super magic sword behind.
We're going
Feels
in.
like,
We're going in to meet with the heroes of Bravoy. My conclusion is they're going to have their own super magic swords with them. I don't think yours will be necessarily out of place.
Hasta says it's more the fact that it says something about the wielder.
It's
People
entirely
ask-
up to you.
On the one hand, I'd rather have it close at hand in case something goes wrong. On the other hand, I'd rather not have them ask too many questions about who I am.
True. Well, it's
Well,
ultimately
Julian
your...
know that Zalan Zoke is the foremost scald and probably bard of his generation. So, if you had questions, he's not a bad person to ask. Equally.
So... Whether or not you keep your swords with you is your decision.
Well, I would be equally well served by one of my less nasty weapons. I think I'll wrap it up and leave it with Hastus's personal effects and just take his Estoc and Falcutta.
I just thought of Hastus on a like a sex ed poster that says "wrap it before you stab it."
Right.
Me to the inn immediately. I think Hastus is following me.
Okay.
Whether Styx or Ricky want to follow as well is entirely of their prerogative.
You're leaving the sword behind, just so I'm clear.
Yeah, he'll attune to his Falcutta.
Fine. Okay.
He'll attune to his Estoc.
Fine. And Styx and Ricky, are you going?
Entirely unsure. Rest of the group, what should I do?
No, I'm asking Styx and Ricky.
They said that there's gonna be food there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they'll
We are
probably
breaking
come.
fast.
Yeah, that's probably the clincher. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
presence of food.
Right.
Knock, knock, knock on the inn door.
Well, the inn door's open.
Walk into the inn door.
There are some soldiers kind of outside the perimeter.
Looking at the indoor, is there any damage to it from last night?
Looking at the indoor, is there any damage to it from last night?
It did take 13 damage.
It did, yes. There is some damage to the inn. More from Pal probably than Dix, but there is certainly some damage to the rear side of the inn.
Oh, I mean, like, they went around and he tried to have the door fall off its hinges. And did 13 damage.
Yeah, and the front door's damaged, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. These Hastas, these guards that have been put here, they don't seem to kind of, I mean, they're kind of earnest, but they don't seem kind of anxious, if that makes sense. They're kind of earnest, presumably because they're followers of these guys, but they don't have an air of kind of they're expecting trouble at any moment. Right.
Astus thinks that could be dangerous for them.
I walk in past them.
Okay, you walk past them, they nod in your direction.
I nod back.
Yeah. They don't seem particularly interested in you guys. Hassus will notice that the indoor is damaged when you come in. Pass it. And you go through a kind of a small a very small kind of hallway, and then into a fairly large common room. And all of you, even Julian, are taken aback by the sheer splendor and opulence of what is on offer. You notice a fairly large man, Hastus, clearly martial in nature, using a leg of ham as if it were a chicken drumstick. And another halfling. Sorry, what's happened? There's an infestation. Sort of almost kind of sparrow-like, kind of twittering from one dish to the other, and doing like a little circuit.
And very close next to him, you notice Styx and Ricky have wandered off from you guys and is already at the food.
And it's amazing. It really is. It's the best thing you have ever eaten.
I really hope this isn't poison, he thinks as he stuffs his face into more food.
As I walk in and I notice the...
Oh, it looks tasty.
I stop slightly in front of the door, take a little bow, and I turn to Zavor and Zoke, and say, Master Zabor, Master Zoke, might I present my companions, Master Hastus, and point to the large man behind me, Master Bellario, the not behind me, and my two troop mates, Styx and Ricky.
They wave from nearby with chicken legs that they're treating like giant pieces of ham. Basically the exact opposite of what Paul Bog was doing.
Victor, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. For the benefit of could Victor and Pascal describe themselves, and then could the other guys describe themselves to Victor and Pascal?
Sure. Sure. Let me just double check something. So Pascal is not exactly not wearing like rich dress, but whatever simple clothes that he has, he wears fairly well. He keeps himself looking nice. He has some light armoring, and a rapier at his hip, and a lute across his back. Victor, on the other hand, by comparison, looks like a giant with the size, and he's bald. He has some facial hair growing in, but it's not fully grown in yet. He has a massive sword kind of slung across his back, and he wears almost looks like almost tribal looking, but not quite clothes with breastplates as serving as his armor. He has quite a few scars, but despite this like rather intimidating countenance that he would normally set, he actually seems fairly calm, fairly jovial, and rather friendly.
Who wants to start it off?
I'll take it. At the front of this little group of new arrivals, you see a halfling dressed rather ostentatiously in purple dress. Absolutely magnificent hat. Doesn't wear any armor, all you see is a rapier at his side. He wears his facial hair rather well kept and a rather magnificent moustache, and also sports an eye badge on one side. As to the reason of that is a bit unknown. It's long, and otherwise he is slightly built.
Looming behind him is there are two men who appear to be roughly in the same age category, but quite different in countenance. One's a large, athletic-looking Taldan yeoman in a breastplate with a bevy of weapons on his belt and a shield on his back. The other is a thin, looks like he's more northern descent. He's got a cape on his shoulders and a long sword at his belt, and he wears a little armor, perhaps just leather.
Zipping around between the tables, there are two children that look almost identical. Both have shaggy brown hair. Their clothes are pretty nice, but nothing extraordinary. One has been on his shirt in charcoal, Eric Vass's #1 fan, and the other has Zalien's biggest fan. Other than that, it's hard.
Those written on.
I never said I cleaned them off, so they're still there.
You should have brought the sword.
It's pretty hard to get any more like facial features off them through the amount of barbecue sauce on their faces.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Welcome. I am the Lanzoke. You may help yourself. And when you have had your fill, then we will talk.
I will move up. How are they sitting?
I myself have eaten, but I will play maybe a small tune.
How are they sitting?
The Lanzoke is sitting on a stool with his lie on his lap. Balog is not sitting, and is as you see him in his picture, with his helm not far from the ceiling. Eric Vass is also standing, and he's kind of grinding his jaw. You think the canines in his jaw probably make it quite difficult for him to relax it, and he's kind of staring at kind of all of you with a slight hint of menace. And then there's Janus Zabor, who is sitting down with a kind of very tall back, quite nice looking chair, with a large plate of food and tucking in, and seems to be in a smiling, convivial mood.
I will sit sort of equidistance between Zabor and Zoki. will. I won't go completely overboard, but I'll have a light breakfast, basically.
Astus will eat the food, drink the drink.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not poison.
When everyone's when everyone sits down, Pascal kind of stands up and says, "Well, we're all together here now. How about a little ditty? A toast to adventuring, eh?"
I'll pour a measure of beer, I guess, and I'll turn and say, "Aye, to the most interesting things in life."
Victor will he'll pour himself a drink and say, "Oh, this will be good." And Pascal kind of pulls out his lute, gives it a little flourish, and he'll start playing, and he'll sing. "When the enemy is surrounding, and we think our nerves will fail, when we hear the trumpets sounding, and we think and they make us quake and quail, grab your mug, and we'll be pounding down another round of ale, and we'll drink to the glory of adventure." If there ever comes a day when we think that we are lost, when we think that we must pay that most dear and final cost, we'll just pass around the tray and feel better when we're sauced, and we'll drink to the glory of adventure.
I'll raise it.
And Victor is kind of clapping along. He takes a big gulp.
Hey, Ego, I don't know what that wool is for, but could you re-roll it?
The land stops playing and singing and claps on what Pascal has said.
Okay, never mind.
Very good. So you am I right that a couple of you play also, little ones?
Play as I prefer to do.
Perhaps then.
Well, I certainly do. I enjoy it.
Then perhaps you would play for us. For my companions are weary of my hired offerings. Something new, you know?
I think I can provide. I suspect you might be somewhat tired of stories about yourselves. You would have heard them all by now.
Maybe not all of us. Eric?
Well,
Eric,
I'll save you the ones that...
You guys planning in the land.
How about a traditional rest?
A traditional what?
I am familiar with the tales and songs from the south of Brivois, so this would be educational.
Call my... I will call forth my vial. I'll appear in my hands. And I will strike up.
Okay.
Oh. It would be a shame if somebody turned that into a 1.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
Way to make a good first impression.
Yeah.
Okay, what So Julian, what's the is this a song or just a tune? What is it?
This is a song.
And what's the song of?
Song is regarding the old Sword Lord families, the ones who came before, back before.
You're cutting out really bad.
Back before
He's playing
Rostov was a part.
Ah, okay. A rallying cry for separatists everywhere, yeah?
Something like that. They call more of an ode to days gone by.
Okay. Hastus and perhaps others will notice three things. One, your companion can really play and sing. So this is, I'm guessing this is more a story over music.
Yes. Yes.
So
A ballad, if you will.
yeah, ballad. Yeah. So this Julian Prancast is a serious bard. What he's just performed is as good as what you just heard from Zalan Zoke.
Hmm.
Two, Zalan seems delighted and he's applauding. His three companions, though, have suddenly got quite tense. Clearly not
Now, quick, play the Reigns of Castamere.
comfortable. Yeah. Clearly not entirely comfortable, perhaps, with the subject matter chosen. Yeah, that is two things.
Oh. While this is all going on, can Styx
Oh, well done.
Thank you. I
Julian.
see, though, that
Well,
that it was not as well received by your companions. Do you want me to hide the fact that there is the relationship between Brevoy and Rostov is not as good as it could be?
I do not think, good Julian, that the reason I have invited you here is to hide things, but more for us to speak to one another as to our purposes and to come to an understanding. Why else would I invite you and my good friend here, Janos, provide such a wondrous feast?